Okay, so just to save us some time, I already drug everything over and everything is grouped the way it needs to be, so I'll just kind of show you a quick version of this. So in the original, the background is white, and obviously it's a red, white, and blue theme, so the stripes are red. So you need to make these pieces white initially. Okay. So you take your stripes that you have. I just took 3 because you don't need all. I just took 2 because you don't need all 3 of them for this piece. So, and they don't really have to be like perfect or symmetrical or anything like that. They just have to be kind of to just where it looks good. So anywhere close to let me try to get it somewhere where it's close to what I had before. Yeah, it was somewhere in that line. Anyways, so before you power clip because you're putting it in 2 different pieces. Control C for copy. Power clip inside. And let's pick that one first. Control V for paste. Right click, power clip inside. And what are you doing? There we go. So here is your flag style. Okay, so since you already have both of those pieces inside of one, so you can just click one, and my transformation menu is already up. Same deal. Go to the mirror. You're just going to reflect vertically and apply. Well, I'm going to copy that because I didn't make a copy of it. Control Z for undo. Control V for paste, which gives me the second copy. So in this case, I just, because it's not symmetrical, but it still has both of those pieces inside, I just drug it over and placed it on top of where I need it to be. So just need to be pretty much exact. This front piece is pretty much exactly the way the other front piece is shaped. So once you get it lined up directly, right click, extract contents. You need to get rid of this piece, which is the reflection of that piece, so there's no confusion. But don't move these pieces because they are right where they need to be as far as correlation being a reflection of that. So same deal. Power clip inside, place. Okay. And it's the same thing for the logos. As far as, I believe this logo was down here. It's just, that's at the bottom. Hold on one second. The logos were just pretty low parallel with the bottom lines, so somewhere like that. And for the fly racing, same deal. I know the fly racing is gonna be harder to be parallel because it's at the bottom. I mean, because of the shape of it, so it's pretty much this line, the top line, because it's the line that has to be parallel. The top of that needs to be parallel with the bottom of that, and then crap. Just move it on up to where it fits in there. Okay, so in order to reflect these over to there. Let's power clip these first. Yeah. So those are power clipped inside of the separate pieces. So I'm just going to go through and I need to grab both of these. Okay, so Control C, Control V, that makes your second copy. Go back over here, everything's already applied. So when you press apply, that just gives you a copy of what you need, what you have going on. And just line it up again. You can do all this in one motion if you have the one side already completed with the logos and stuff. I just didn't have, I'm just showing you for the background sake and for the logo sake. So, extract contents. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to my object manager. Group of 14 contents is my fly racing logo. 2 objects, delete, don't need that. Don't need this extra thing now because that puts it where it needs to be. Same thing with this side. Extract contents, 7 objects, that's my Honda logo. That don't need, that don't need. Alright, so now we're on to the Honda and the fly racing. Now when you mirror these, you have to mirror them separate. So in your transformation menu, when you mirror these, make a copy of them first. Control copy, Control V. Because when you go ahead and press apply, and then that gives you your guideline to what it needs to be. If you don't mirror them separately, I'll just make a copy of that. And you try to mirror them together, it goes like that. So if you, when you get to that, I mean, it's complete opposite of what you want. So, over what their previous piece was. So whenever you're reflecting for the other side, you have to do everything separately for each logo. Normally I would know the rotation of these, but I don't at the moment. That's why I always stick to a exact rotation so I can get it exact. Or you can line it up like I just did, to where I just rotated it and lined it up. And then just make sure you get rid of the copy underneath after you rotated it. Same thing with this. And of course this, you're lining up with the top line, because that's the only thing that's parallel and easy to go off of. And when you put, one second. When you make these into a power clipping into this, stop it. That work? No. Power clip inside. There we go. When you make these into a power clipping, as you can see, the Honda is up off of the bottom piece as compared to this one is right down on the bottom piece, plus the fly is like cut off somewhat. So I'm going to come click on my object, go over here into the object manager, expand down my power clipped, and find my pieces, I just group them together first before I power clip them. So that still needs to match on this side. That's up off the thing, off the bottom line. So if I do that, it moves both of them. So let's ungroup objects. Okay, try this again. And just move that up off of the bottom slightly. So same thing with this, as far as the fly racing is cut off. So in those cases where you have stuff like that, I either move it or make it smaller, or both, depending on the situation. So hold on, I'm gonna put my phone down. So I just made it smaller. It's still parallel with this line, as you can see. Like the fly racing still parallel, but I just made it smaller. That way it fits in the area better. And I'm just gonna go back over here into my transformation menu again and just group them. Yeah, just group them. It's just to kind of keep it clean, but that is your reflection with having non-symmetrical sides. Like I said, you just make sure you always want to make a copy of it, and then that way, so when you reflect it, your original copy is still here, that you don't have to reflect it. And then if you don't make a copy of it, you make it hard on yourself, because you make it a lot more steps to trying to go back to where it was. Then you make a copy of it and then reflect it over on this side and extract the power clip, and then use all the stuff on the inside, the background design, the logos and stuff, and then power clip that on the inside, but then you just flip the logos back to where they need to be. So, alright, hope that helped. Thanks.